Welcome, greetings. I am Dr. Jamel D. Carter, the president and CEO of the Kayannus Consulting Group, where we are a full service management and educational consulting practice where we assist organizations like yours align human capital with organizational strategy. We have a variety of services available to you and your team, such as executive coaching, human resources and organizational development consulting, market research, intensive boot camps such as our nonprofit formation, uh, business growth, grant writing, and fundraising and advancement. In addition, we offer growth circles, which are intimate groups for leaders to come together for professional development, peer encouragement, and up to date best practices and research. Join a growth circle today. We have growth circles for CEOs, entrepreneurs, pastors, executive directors, and educational leaders. This is your business alert for the week of March 7th, 2022. Your source for breaking news, information, trends, and commentary, all designed to assist you in thriving in both life and career. I invite you to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share. In addition, you can also follow me on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. At my handle is at Dr. JD Carter. That is the @ DRJD Carter, CARTER. A couple of business stories that I would like to highlight today for the second day in a row. The Dow has dropped, and there are three things that are really behind this movement downward for the Dow. We do know what's happening with Russia and Ukraine with the war. So that's causing some of the issues that investors are unsure as to whether or not they should have their money in the stock market, with it being very volatile right now. Then also, there is still the inflation fears. As we're seeing here within the United States, there's a tons of inflation going on right now. And we do see, as a result of the war and result of inflation, we're also seeing companies, have to deal with the cost of higher energy prices. I do think it's going to be interesting to see what will happen with businesses as you're seeing an increase when it comes to inflation. You also have a lot of businesses that are still understaffed as a result of the pandemic. So I anticipate that within the next 6 months or so, we will begin to see more and more organizations evaluate their compensation packages for their employees to make sure that they can continue to attract top talent. Over the weekend, the Batman generated $128.5 million in ticket sales. This is the second highest domestic opening for a film in the pandemic era. And I think one of the major takeaways for this is that, it's anticipated that they're going to see more revenue increased in future weeks. But I also think it's a sign that people are starting to get back to normal. They're coming out of their house. Any fears or anxiety they have had in terms of interacting with society are diminishing as we are now getting ready to enter an endemic phase. So that's something that I think you need to keep your eye out on. If you are a business that needs people coming in and out of your doors to survive, I think you need to start preparing and expecting that you're going to start seeing more clientele come out to your business. Also, one of the things that I thought was very interesting, I saw a story where both Pfizer and Moderna combined are projected to gross 51 billion in COVID vaccine sales this year. For Pfizer, it's expected to hit around 32 billion in 2022, and for Moderna, they're forecasted to hit 19 billion in sales. There's also interesting, if you're looking at what analysts are saying, there's a debate concerning whether or not there's going to be high future demand for these vaccines as we start to enter the endemic phase. And I think the jury is still out on this. I do think if you're looking at Moderna, they're probably going to suffer more from this if the demand isn't high, because their vaccine is essentially their only major commercial product that they have on the market. When you look at Pfizer, Pfizer is a larger company. They have a lot more products in their pipeline and within their portfolio. So if the demand is not there for their COVID vaccine, they will have other ways to generate revenue. But for Moderna, they're really at this point a one-trick pony. So hopefully they'll utilize that revenue that they have to go out and acquire some additional properties to bolster their portfolio. But it's going to be interesting as we're entering a new phase in terms of this pandemic era to see how it's going to impact these companies. Before I get ready to head off from our alert today, I do want to leave you with some encouragement. I do think at the start of every month, week, or day, for some individuals, they can grow overwhelmed when they have a to-do list that feels as though it's the size of a phone book. And one of the things I think it's important to understand, two strategies you can apply when you're dealing with such hard, decisions you need to make. Try to take one or two things off your plate and give it to someone else. As a leader, we reach the point where you can't do everything, and sometimes it's good to delegate. Another thing that I would recommend is utilizing a power nap. That's 15 to 20 minutes somewhere in your day, maybe around lunchtime, to take a nap and to recharge your battery so you can hit the ground running. It's important that we remember that burnout and lack of a work-life balance is a personal choice. And so I think it's important that we learn to choose wisely. Let's not burn ourselves out. Let's make sure that we're making great decisions. And I think one of the things you have to also ask yourself as we're moving forward is, how can you be more skeptical concerning processes and procedures that have been adopted at your organization? As a leader, I think it's important that we understand everything that we interact with can be improved. And so if we're determined to keep things the way they are, that can be problematic to the long-term growth of our company. So try to be skeptical in terms of the things that you are doing, and look for ways in which you can be creative and innovative in terms of expanding the horizons in which your organization can tackle. And lastly, one of the things you have to understand is that every business problem that you face, chances are there is going to be a solution available for you and your team. And if you're having issues kind of managing creativity, trying to manage innovation, always seek out guidance. I hope that you have found this edition of the Kayannus Consulting Group's Business Alert to be helpful to you and your organization. I do want to remind you that we at the Kayannus Consulting Group, our team of consultants and coaches, are here to help you and your organization once again align human capital with organizational strategy. So if you would like a no-fee consultation, please feel free to reach out to our offices at 1-800-418-5350. And let's chat and see how we can be of service to you when it comes to aligning your human capital with organizational strategy. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon. God bless.